One of the biggest tech content creators, who already did a Linux challenge 4 years ago, has posted a new video today, which is what we're going to react to. This will be my first reaction video. And from the podcast, from his When show, we already know he chose PopOS, and he doesn't learn, does he? Okay, jokes aside, let's react, see how it goes.
Copilot, you need to opt out. Windows update. You will own nothing and be happy.
Ah! Oh, thank goodness it was just a dream. For a second there, I thought Windows really was getting worse.
It wasn't a dream. Sorry, I was just scared for my privacy. I didn't want to sleep in my own bed anymore.
What are you doing here?
I heard that Linus was going to save us.
Linux, Elijah, not Linus. He does have a valid concern though. With Microsoft adding more and more bloat that negatively impacts the user experience and user privacy on Windows, more people than ever are asking themselves, what can I do? Well, there's those Windows debloating scripts, but those aren't quite the silver bullet that they're made out to be. And there is Mac, but that's not a great solution for gamers.
Okay.
That is where Linux comes in. As the rest of the world enshittifies, thanks to the incredible.
And I think this was recorded before they passed the age verification law stuff.
Incredible open source community and corporate sponsors like Valve, Linux just keeps getting better. And I think it's high time that I try once again to make the switch. And he's joining me. Hey, Elijah, wake up, let's go.
What? But tons of games I play don't work on Linux.
Sure, but there's thousands of titles that do work. And besides, it's only a month. That is unless you discover that you love it so much, you don't even want to play Fortnite anymore.
That's exactly what happened to me. Exactly what happened to me.
Maybe the only 90s you'll want to crank are these
Segue to
90-degree segues to our sponsor.
Wow.
The first and possibly...
Wait. All right, let's move on.
The first and possibly biggest hurdle when it comes to embracing that open source life is the overwhelming number of options. Now, for some folks, the idea of
Now, overwhelming options. Here's the thing, okay? It says more than 600 Linux distros. And in those 600 Linux distros, there are maybe 10 or 11 that a beginner or intermediate person should use. The rest are for very, very niche use cases. So that number of choice really, really gets narrowed down, but fair enough.
having so many choices, each catering to a specific user or use case, is amazing. And it is, especially if you love to tinker. But for everyone else, choice paralysis is a real thing, and with literally dozens of viable options for Linux distros.
All right, hold on. Okay. Okay. Still okay. Okay, but that's a very specific use case. Only for Steam Decks right now, but can technically use it. Yeah. Yes. Very yes. Okay, we'll see.
Dozens of viable options for Linux distros, not to mention the social pressure that comes from picking the wrong one. It can be a major turnoff. Last time we did this, over 4 years ago, I called out how terrible these listicle sites are. And so did many others in the Linux community. And right out of the gate, I would
These are just terrible options. I don't expect much from this article.
Let's have a look and see if they've
actually
improved.
acknowledges
Oh,
what the others are
XDA's
saying.
article is from less than a month ago, though. And of course, the very first one is one I haven't even heard of. Nobara Linux, built on Fedora, quality of life
Wouldn't it be great if you chose Nobara?
tweaks, controller support out of the box, PopOS, Fedora's on here, OpenSUSE Tumbleweed, CatchyOS. This I've heard of. EndeavourOS, Ubuntu. Good Lord, you've
Wouldn't it be great if you chose CachyOS?
hardly narrowed it down, bud. Fedora KDE. Straight up, that's it. No pros and cons of anything else, just go for it. Unless you're going handheld, then Bazite. I'd really like a distro I can use across all my devices though, so that's AMD, NVIDIA, handheld, and desktop. We'll see if that happens. Pop! OS is the easiest. There's shockingly little overlap on these. I'm on my 4th article now, and 3 of the 6 options are ones that I haven't seen yet. Holo ISO, Garuda Linux, and Manjaro. Of course, Googling the answer is basically boomer behavior now. If I wanted to do my thing, and I want to role play as a typical tech-interested gamer who's looking to make the switch, I gotta fire up ChatGPT and see what OpenAI has to say.
What he should do is ask AI what distros would be good for his use case, and then look at the distros AI lists and look up their respective websites instead of looking at websites or blogs that people make, which most of them are quite outdated.
Say on the subject.
Giving it an essay there?
Well, I'm giving it as much information.
Okay, hold on. He's actually kind of doing it. I want to make the switch to Linux, have a variety of PCs. He talked about this in the WAN show, each with a different needs, and ideally I could find a distro that will work across all of them. Okay.
As I feel it needs to give me a good recommendation. I want to make the switch to Linux. I have a variety of PCs, each with different needs, and ideally I could find a distro that works for all of them. Recommendation number 1, Pop! OS.
Oh no.
Ubuntu LTS with game mode.
Oh no.
Maybe not the greatest recommendation if it doesn't know what hardware I'm using. Right there, cons. You have to manually install drivers sometimes. Manjaro comes up again. Fedora starts giving me a...
Does AI not know Cache exists? There's literally a CacheOS handheld ISO. On NVIDIA side and AMD side, not the kernels, the drivers come with them. Like, okay.
Whole how-to for some of the systems. Tips for smooth multi-machine use. Use a single desktop environment and the same one across different machines. Bottom line, Pop! OS.
Oh no.
I don't know if I'm sure about that. Kind of got
Okay, you see, even he knows.
burned by them last time.
My approach was to go to Reddit, and I wanted to find someone that fit a similar profile as me, and I just basically searched for what got the most updates. But when I narrowed it down to gaming distros, there was really only a handful that were commonly recommended to me these days.
There aren't really, well, there are gaming distros, but when you're looking at something you can use as a desktop as well, you should look at distros that help gaming. Like CacheOS, they have CPU optimizations that come with their kernel. It helps gaming. It's not necessarily just for gaming, but yeah.
Manjaro, Chimera OS,
Why Manjaro?
CacheOS,
Okay.
Bazite, and Pop! Explanation.
I don't want to be like the people who complain, oh, that's the wrong distro, dude. The reason I don't like Manjaro is because it's purposely held back version of Arch, which doesn't really, I feel like it doesn't have as much of its place as it used to anymore when something like Cache exists, but okay, fair enough.
_OS. If your preferred flavor wasn't on that list, I promise it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that I didn't come across many recommendations for it. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of those 5.
Chimera OS is cool, but seems to prioritize being more of a console-like experience, which is not really what I'm going
You can
for.
do that
And the
with
same
Bazite,
goes
too.
for SteamOS. I mean, it's still the one that I think is most likely to usher in the year of the Linux desktop, and Valve has promised
Which they didn't promise.
to continue chipping away at the desktop experience, but it's still
They maybe for their own hardware, but they didn't promise in written that they're gonna do it for everyone. Maybe I missed something, but I'm pretty sure they didn't.
very much big picture first. Not to mention that the limited hardware support is going to be a challenge for, 90% of desktop users, including my downstairs PC, which I'm also migrating this time to ensure that my immersion is complete.
For Manjaro and CacheOS, both based on Arch by the way, Manjaro's been around for several years at this point, meaning there's tons of documentation online, or other independent YouTubers have made videos and guides. It would make hopefully getting things working nice and easy. CacheOS is relatively new, but because it's new, it kind of has the same thing. Tons of people are covering it and making guides online about using it. Both of those could be a bonus for helping me get through this month.
By the way,
Both of those
I really like his setup. It's kind of awesome. There's another desk there too. Interesting.
could be a bonus for helping me get through this month.
Like I mentioned before, Pop! OS screwed me over pretty good last time. Though, From my understanding, that was an insane bug that was present for less than 24 hours, and I just happened to run up against. In general, it's known to provide.
And now he's going to use Pop! OS in a transition time where they're using a desktop environment that isn't fully ready yet, but hey.
A very friendly experience for new users, and it uses Ubuntu as a base, which can make it a little easier to find guides and other resources.
Last but not least, there's Bazzite, which is explicitly gaming first and has gained serious momentum over its short 3-year history thanks to the baked-in support for HDR and variable refresh rate, easy integration with non-Steam launchers, and emulation-friendly features. It's based on Fedora, which doesn't quite have the same normie install base as Ubuntu, but it is still a major distro,
easy.
meaning hopefully it shouldn't be too hard to find support again.
If you compare it to something Debian-based, it's still pretty normie. I mean, especially Bazzite, it's... okay.
On the subject of support, there's no real reason that Elijah and I would have to figure any of this out on our own. We could easily use our industry contacts to get help with everything from...
But they want the same experience as every single one of us.
choosing a distro to even getting a bug fix implemented in real time. But to me, that kind of ruins the spirit of the challenge. I mean, it's not like the average person would be able to contact Linus Torvalds for help recompiling the kernel, you know?
With all of that in mind, I'm going with Bazzite, specifically the KDE desktop environment. 1, it's the cool new kid on the block. 2, Bazzite's documentation seemed slightly easier to parse through, which for me is a huge W.
If his setup is just a game, okay.
And 3, while it might be a little bit more limiting than CashOS, which several
He knows.
people warned me about, those same people did tell me that it was a little bit easier for a first timer. I think I'm gonna take that trade-off. Now, some of you may remember from my
that's a weird sound issue I'm having. Hold on.
several people warned me about, those same people did tell me that it was a little bit
Nixo. Oh my
easier
goodness.
for a first timer. I think I'm gonna take that trade-off. Now, some of you may remember from my AMD upgrade 2 years ago, I actually installed Pop! OS at the end. Spoiler alert, I haven't been using it. I had an issue with my Go XLR, and I spent way too long trying to figure it out that I ended up defaulting back to Windows 11. It's also worth mentioning that I'm only going to be swapping over my gaming PC to Linux, not my streaming PC. I can't afford to have any issues with that, and right now, it just works. And
That's fair enough. Look up this if you want to make it work with Linux, if you absolutely want to. Look up things before just installing it and realizing, oh, I can't do it the same way as I can on Windows. Oh no. I understand that.
besides, all I hit is go live anyways. But who knows, if this goes well, maybe I'll be considering swapping that one over.
I, on the other hand, will be converting all of my PCs, which means that I need something that's compatible with both GeForce and Radeon GPUs.
And because Pop! OS has an ISO for NVIDIA and an ISO for AMD, that's just gonna be perfect, isn't it?
We'll be converting all of my PCs to... yeah, that's where the script ends. I have to actually decide now. I'm going with Pop! OS. Just because it blew up on me once doesn't mean it'll blow up on me again. I'm gonna follow ChatGPT's recommendation here. I'm gonna start with one machine, get everything going the way that I want it, and then assuming that that goes well, I'm gonna stick with Pop! OS. Okay, so who nailed this? ChatGPT got the way I was already.
I wonder if he's only going to install it on his main PC to start, and only then, if it works out the way he wants it to, then you'll switch, or will he realize this is still bad, I'm just gonna try something new. I know he's less of a software tinkerer, he prefers hardware and he doesn't like changing OSs, but hey, it's fine.
Leaning. Pop! OS was the first recommendation from Interserver, whatever this is. NVIDIA drivers handled cleanly. Okay, Pop! OS. Drive me, daddy.
What?
What, you guys started without me? My side of this challenge
What an absolute giga chad this man is.
probably won't be quite as bad as Linus's, since I've been
Also, that Doom PC, awesome.
using Arch on my laptop for a while now, by the way, and I've gotten pretty comfortable with it. That being said, my use case on my laptop is fairly limited, so this is an expansion forward. I'm in, and I'm going with CachyOS. The whole reason why I've been running Arch on my laptop was to try to demystify and defang the scary experience of Linux for some people, because I wanted to show, like, look, I'm gonna put very little effort into this, to be completely honest, and I expect it's mostly gonna go okay. But the reason for that was because my experience was limited mostly to a browser. So I kind of want to continue the Arch experiments, but in a way that the community is mostly flagging right now as better for gaming, which is going the Cachy direction.
Now, it's better for gaming out of the box, but you can build Arch. Not build, but you can configure Arch in a way where it'll work just as well, maybe even better sometimes. Like I have. I'm literally using the RC version of the CachyOS kernel. Cachy developers, please don't beat me up.
Still love Linux Mint, still use it in a couple spots here or there, just because I find it so like easy to get set up and going. But I know that,
and I think he said that he likes Mint, so he's probably gonna do something like CachyOS Cinnamon or Arch Cinnamon. I think he likes Cinnamon a lot, which is understandable. You pick what you like.
there were some comments under last
Except if you're Linus and want to use Pop! OS.
challenge about my choice of Linux Mint. I'm like, oh, it's not as updated as other things, or blah, 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 because the Linux community loves to just scream about stuff all the time. I wouldn't
Which is true. Stop screaming, please.
dissuade you from choosing it. I'm just kind of doing an experiment thing with Arch and enjoying it right now. So I'm going to continue on to CachyOS, and hopefully it goes fine.
It is 8:03, and I am just about to start my Bazite installation. Here we go. Insert. Oh wait, crap, I gotta put the SSD in. But hey, you guys like my new server rack? Ah, it's pretty cool. And Linus made fun of me saying I'd never see it again in the server rack case. Now, some of you might actually ask why I'm ripping out both of my drives in my computer, when Windows is probably only installed on one. Well, one thing I won't miss about Windows is there's this really weird bug. Sometimes when you rip out one drive, after you've installed it with two in it, it will show up in the boot option in the BIOS, but it will just fail to boot. I don't know how that is still a bug on Windows 11, but hey, I won't have to deal with that with Bazite, hopefully.
I have CachyOS on this flash drive ready to go, but I ran into a problem. My motherboard has an M.2 slot here, an M.2 slot here, here, and here, but I didn't build my system. I don't know where my current drive is installed. It should be installed here, but it was built by Linus's kid, so I have no idea.
Oh no.
And my problem is, that's my system. This is the Bulbasaur PC, right? Getting to the M.2s behind this GPU is gonna be insane. I like doing that without completely destroying my
Hold on. This is awesome, but this is also such a nightmare.
computer is not really possible. So hopefully I can remove this one little
I like it a lot, but oh my, is that not convenient.
strip, and there's no drive there, and everything will be fine. But if there is a drive there, I'm screwed.
For no reason other than that I'm a sucker for punishment, I've decided to do my upgrade to Pop! OS here at Whale Land. I just gotta unplug my boot drive. I treated myself to an Optane drive a little while back. I just gotta disable Secure Boot, and then hopefully this is gonna be completely painless and I'll be gaming in like 15 minutes. And we're off to a great start. Select your drive, can't see it. Well, I put it in a known good slot. Turns out the drive is bad. Why are these challenges always cursed?
Downside of a multi-mod.
I hope in his head it's the SSD's fault and not Linux. Please, please.
Setup. This is my primary monitor, so we're trying to boot into the BIOS right now. So we're gonna go into Fedora. Verifying shim sbait date failed. Something has gone seriously wrong. I've done nothing. Okay, I think I saw something related to Secure Boot. It is enabled. I'm gonna try disabling it. This OS version workstation, it's past its end of life date. What? I downloaded it fresh from Bazite's website today. That's a scary warning. So I did take this drive from the office. I wonder if that's why it's showing up as LTT. Maybe I did happen to grab a drive from work that had Fedora. I won't mark that against Bazite then. That was 100% on me.
Oh.
Okay, we're booting.
Isn't it the drive that failed the first time they installed Fedora for Linus Torvald? I think it is.
Up again. Hey, there we go. Okay, Bazite. Yes, we want to go into live ISO just so I can do the install.
Because I was going to say, normally I don't, even if it's based on Fedora, it shouldn't be listed as Fedora. But
hey, there you go, little Bazite logo. Oh, this monitor lit up. Hey, there we go. Welcome to the live ISO for Bazite. How would you like to install? Oh yeah, so the drive I did grab had Fedora on it. I wonder if this was the drive I used in the Linus Torvalds
I am such a nerd. How did I remember that?
video. Erase data and install. I will say, I think the default background's really pretty. I might actually keep that. Kind of matches the keyboard colors, you know? While I'm waiting for an install, I might as well do a merch plug.
Is that new?
LTTstore.com. Oh god, I punched my other camera. LTTstore.com.
All right, no
guy.
drive under there. You can see an
I love that it's the 3 of them now and not just 2. This is gonna be fun. I don't care how bad or how well it goes. This is gonna be fun.
empty slot. They didn't decorate over the screws. Linus's kids. Gamer time. Welcome to CashOS. I used Rufus to flash my.
I'm not even kidding. Part of that design alone is the reason I don't use
Gamer time. Welcome to CashOS. I used Rufus to flash my drive. I got the M.2 installed, and now we're here. So far, the hardest part was getting it to boot to the flash drive. I've been super interested in trying Hyprland, but I think I'm gonna keep that for maybe something on my laptop or something that I'm
Good
more
idea.
happy to just play with and try to keep pretty much everything the same as what I'm used to except for CashOS and just see how it goes. You know what? Calling an audible. Let's give it a shot. Lemonade, or how I first read it with my broken brain is Limelight. Sounds cool, looks cool. Gonna go with Grub.
No.
I'm just used to it. We're in. Everything seems okay so far.
Well, no, Grub is fine, but
I wonder how
he
many
almost
times
made
Linus has bricked his install.
this
All
slightly
right,
better
now
choice.
that I have a working drive, this is great.
I can't say anything. I'm forced to use systemd because of my NixOS install.
Prompted to set up encryption right out of the gate. You'll love to see it. Pretty painless setup so far. Don't need this.
It's crazy that he's doing this at a LAN, at a huge LAN event. Oh my.
This looks fine. Ooh, we're in. Now I gotta play a game.
Oh, hey, there you go. Is a secure boot key added? Okay, well, let's do a reboot. I assume I just leave it on Fedora. What the frackle is this? Do I have to do the secure boot thing? Let's try this again. Error. You need to load the kernel first. Okay, maybe I should read the documentation. That's the error I was getting, so we're gonna use method B. Disable secure boot in the BIOS before proceeding and then re-enable it after enrolling the key. I have to enter a command in the host terminal? Oh, did I mess this up? You know what? I'm gonna try reinstalling it with secure boot enabled.
He just wanted to show off his iPhone 17 Pro, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure it's the Max too. Wait, where is it?
Oh, did I mess this up? And then I was getting, so we're gonna use. Oh, did I mess this up? You know what? I'm
You see the
gonna
way it
try
focuses onto
reinstalling
his
it.
phone.
With secure boot enabled this time, and oh, maybe I don't want to do that. That takes it takes so long. Okay.
To be fair, he's probably just pointing it to film. Okay.
Well, let's try reinstalling Bazite from the beginning with secure boot on this time, and we'll see if something's different. All right, I've reinstalled it. Documentation says to reboot, enroll the keys. Yes, it's just universal blue. I think I enabled it. Hey, there you go. I feel like I just went in a circle, but we'll let it cook. Hey, we're in. Okay, it did detect all 3. I kind of have a weird one that's off to the side here, so I can like monitor chat when I do other stuff. Oh, okay, not right now, Steam. That's kind of cool, got Steam pre-installed. That'll be nice. Maybe I'll get a game up and running like real quick.
All right, here comes the point where we tripped up last time. Well, that was painless. I'm almost there, but before I can game with this man, I'm gonna need voice chat. So we're getting Discord going. I already got Left 4 Dead 2 installed. Already there's some slightly icky things. I have Discord working, which is super cool. Really? All right, I'm ready to launch the game. What is this? What is this? The Linux curse might be coming for me. Wait, it magically healed itself. Magically healed itself. Well, this is messed up. I've got my Discord volume at 200%. I've got Luke's individual user volume at 170%. And I've got my system volume at 150%. And I can barely hear anybody. No, it's not you guys, it's me. I'm just experiencing Linux things. But hey, it could be worse. I could be that
He's experiencing Pop OS thing.
guy at a LAN who's not running his game in full screen. Sup, Rob? All right, just rebooted and no game volume whatsoever. What about like a YouTube video? Okay, that's loud. That's loud. That's a good sign. That is so bizarre. Okay, let's see if Discord is solved. If Discord's solved, we're good. And then Discord maybe just magically healed itself. What's up, gamers? Oh, we're good.
So did your audio just require a restart?
It's complicated. My system was set to like spit if out, so obviously that was why I was getting no audio in game, but that doesn't explain why I was getting extremely low audio in Discord.
Yeah, that's strange. It's that problem of like, why isn't this working? And then why is this working? It's like,
Yeah, I'd rather have why isn't it working than why is it working.
Oh, whoa, why did that change it? Do you see that? Since I have a dual PC set up in my server rack, this is my streaming PC that records. I was actually getting ready to record and it's not quite scaled correct. Like you can see I'm missing like half my taskbar. That was not a scaling thing. This monitor is not 4K, so I'm a little confused on why it's showing 4K as an option. I do normally set to 120 hertz though. Well, it made everything, oh, whoa, why did that change it? Do you see that? It's scaled properly, but you know what scaled it properly is adjusting the frame rate. If I go to 140 on my OBS capture, it's not scaled right. But if I change it to 120 and apply it, now it's scaled appropriately.
I have never heard of that bug before. Interesting. Is it a baslite related thing or, oh, that's weird. Maybe it's something with his capture card.
Like my scaling is the same, my resolution's the same. Now that I've got these displays configured, Steam looked like it was already installing, so let's double check that. Dude, are we gonna get a game going like that? I know it's not compatible. I'm still gonna download it because I want to try it. I won't blame any Bazzite or Linux for it not working, but it's one of my go-to games right now. I need to test if PUBG is gonna work.
Oh boy.
Do I need to enable the Proton compatibility later? Hey, it's enabled right away. Oh yeah, look, it like installed it right here. I guess while that's installing, maybe I can get some other apps.
No, it's fair. He should be installing Proton GE for the most compatibility possible and best compatibility possible, but there's no one really telling him that, so I can't blame him for not knowing.
Going here, Discord. Hey, there it is. Oh, Discord is high risk. This app uses legacy X11 windowing system, which allows it to record all keystrokes, captures. It also has access to the internet, meaning it could send your data to outside parties. Ooh, this is very timely. Well, I need Discord, so I'm installing it. That warning, as scary as it probably seems to a lot of people, I think it is kind of a cool thing that they're letting you know that it might be risky. So if you're a non-experienced user going to download something...
You see, I never get that pop-up because I always install it through the AUR or something different, right? I rarely install it through a FlatHub store.
It could give you a heads up, like, whoa, just so you're aware. For Discord, we already know they're stealing all our data anyways. I don't know. Whoa, you can download Edge? Holy cow, you gotta be a psychopath.
Yeah, and I am a psychopath. I used it for quite a bit.
High risk. Let's go through audio while everything's installing really quick. It's showing up is huge. I hear the mic is going directly to the Rodecaster and the Rodecaster should just pass out. Hey, it's being detected. Wow, that was really fast. Really? I'm gonna call my wife really quick.
God damn.
Hello.
He's got a wife? I didn't know that.
Yes, I can hear you.
I didn't have to configure anything. That's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, but hey, the fact that I didn't have to troubleshoot it makes me very happy.
Just install.
Not judging him or anything, but he doesn't seem like... Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there.
Installed it, instantly installed OBS. I had to restart my Rodecaster, but then it worked immediately. We'll see if the audio is fine. Seems like the audio was fine. Off to bigger and better things. So I'm gonna get Teams installed here because I need to do a work call. Well, the Teams call went fine, sort of. The Teams is still a very annoying experience on Linux, regardless of what Linux flavor you go with. There's no official app. I was using the Teams for Linux open source community thing. It's like fine. There's some kludginess here and there. It seems like most of the community agrees that the best way to do it these days is to just run it through the browser entirely, which I really don't prefer, but I'm gonna...
It's probably the best option though.
Keep fighting with Teams for Linux and see if I can get it working in a state that I would like.
I mean, Teams for Linux, apart from like screen sharing and stuff, I've used it and it's fine. It's like he said, it's fine, but it's not as good as on Windows, and that's normal. It's two Microsoft things. Of course, they're gonna work better together.
would say with the like install it real quick, sign in, and it works perfectly. No, not quite. But at least they're doing it. Not like Microsoft supporting it, so I appreciate the effort. Another thing that I would say is that gaming has been perfectly fine so far. Huzzah! Slay the Spire is working. No problem. Gaming so far going okay. No major hiccups with anything as of right now, but I'll let you know if things change.
Well, Control-Alt-Delete doesn't do anything. Alt-Tab allows me to switch to things, but my mouse is not there. Like I'm hearing like like in my ears. This is so awesome. I managed to play a game for 20 seconds. I must just be cursed. I have to be cursed at this point.
Think you
okay,
are.
I managed to find this. I'm gonna try to end the process. Half-Life 2, I think. Is this, hello? Delete? Is that not gonna work? That's not gonna do anything? Yeah, I have 7 people waiting for me because I'm a special Linux snowflake right now. I don't understand why trying to do the most basicest of things, launch a Valve game on a fresh install, manages to be like this. I'm even on AMD, guys. I'm on AMD. I'm going back to Windows for now because this is just, it's not acceptable. I have to be able to play the game right now.
Okay, the last thing now, I think I'm just gonna game. Ooh, it's got a borked rating. As of 2 weeks ago, someone said it's borked. So,
Not happening.
yikes. I won't blame any Bazite or Linux for it not working. Judging by how long it's taking,
It's interesting that he
not a good
even
sign.
tries it anyway.
A month without PUBG.
Yeah, you know
Yo,
what?
let's-
It's gonna do you some good, buddy. It's gonna do you some real good.
Launch Balatro. Hey, there we go.
Graphic
All right, we
intensive.
finished the round. It's the next day, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out what the heck was going on there. Off to a great start. All right, I'm just playing single player now. Let's see how this goes. All right, this is how far I made it last time.
Now you are playing with power. I just gotta
Try running it in Vulkan. Unfortunately, there's no in-game setting for it, but apparently this will do the trick.
like you gotta break through this wall.
And there it is, that was the fix. Not complicated, but definitely frustrating when you consider that this is a first-party Valve title and the bugginess is so immediately apparent when you try to play the game. And there's also apparently been an issue since at least July of last year. To be clear, none of this is meant to discount the experiences that other people have. It's just to also acknowledge that not everybody has such a seamless experience.
Yeah.
With Left 4 Dead solved, our next challenge is going to be Helldivers 2. We're going to be playing with the
That should
VIPs.
work,
I've never
okay.
played before, so I'm finding so much weird stuff, dude. It
So
like
that,
turned into 2 black windows that then turned into this.
now that I've heard of, and that is a Pop! OS issue.
Oh, whoa, check this out. Why am I cursed like this? Opening cinematic played okay, and this looks promising other than the weird white line that I have at the left and top for some reason. Is the mouse supposed to do anything?
It's supposed to do something.
Hold on, here's an idea. Okay, so look up, we can rebind that. Let's go left click. Okay. Hey, controller works. I guess I'm gaming on a controller, boys.
So I'm going to
Dude, he's
install
having
Dolphin.
the-
Oh, wait.
Like, they're having good experiences, him and Luke, but Linus is just like having the worst time ever.
Dolphin's the name of their, the file manager, right? Oh, speaking of files, I should try to mount my network share. So network, shared folders, SMB. Oh, dude, is it gonna find it for me? Whoa, it found it for me. Hell yeah. Add, can I pin them to the
that's
side?
cool.
Oh, I can. Oh, that's kind of nice. That was really easy to mount my network share. And these are SMB, set as default app.
Wait, what?
Folders, SMB. Oh, dude, set as default app.
No, I want to see what was written. Dude, this preview thing is so wrong.
Add, can I pin them to the side? Oh, I can. Oh, that's kind of nice. That was really easy to mount.
Okay, at the time I was not aware that was not mounting the network share. It made it a shortcut on... Oh, no.
My network share. And these are SMB, set as default app. Hey, there you go. Hey, I set VLC as a default app. I'm feeling pretty decent right now. I have my audio working. I have a game running. I have my SMB share mounted. The most painful roadblock was by far like getting it to this point. A quick recap on what happened with the secure boot thing was I turned secure boot off because I thought that's what it needed when the Fedora drive that I accidentally grabbed from work was asking for it. Then when I installed Bazite, it was, hey, turn secure boot on, I don't have it on, I have your key. But after I installed it, I think I might have gotten a little bit confused or chose the wrong thing when it asks me to enroll it. I needed to make sure that secure boot was on first, and now that it was on when I installed it, it was pretty painless. I do think it's a little weird that they still wanted me to type universal blue when I was enabling the keys. I'm not really sure why. I do wonder how much it'll help me in the future if there's a software or a game that requires secure boot. I wonder if
there should not be any. And I think the only reason you would want to enable secure boot on Bazite is if you're dual booting it with Windows, because on Windows you're playing games that require it. Like, off the top of my head, Valorant, I think, needs it.
Linus is gonna have as smooth of a time, or if his is gonna be a little bit worse.
Well, this is remarkable. I'm up to 3 Steam windows now. Nope, can't type. After I figured out the control issues, we did manage to get through the entire Helldivers mission with no further complications. So while I wouldn't call
at least it has some rounding on the dock now.
Today a success, it also wasn't a complete failure, and I think I'm ready to do a little bit more Googling, learn a bit more, figure out what the heck is going on with my Steam interface here. Now, it is worth noting that while I am obviously showing a lot of the problems I'm having today, I'm not trying to make Linux look bad or anything, and there were
Are you trying to? You're trying to not make it look bad? Because you are! No, I'm joking.
aspects of the experience that were much better. For instance, setting up Pop! OS involved none of my data being given away. And maybe more importantly, if you don't like futzing about with things, is I had to do nothing to get all of my various devices working. No going to the manufacturer's website, downloading drivers, none of that nonsense. No. The convenience of the Cosmic Store and it being something I might actually want to use, unlike the Windows Store, pretty nice. And so far, I've got to give it credit for being pretty darn intuitive, other than maybe the pressing the power button to reach my settings. That has like Windows 95, you press start to shut down kind of energy. With all that said, I'm excited about the next month, and I hope you guys are excited to come along with us, and excited to hear about our sponsor.
Is it done already? Ah, good. All right. Well, that was it. Just to be clear, no hate. Absolutely none. I like that they're doing this, okay? Sometimes maybe the way I phrase things makes it seem like I'm one of those Reddit users who are like RTFM. If you don't know what RTFM means, it's read the effing manual. But no, truly, I'm happy they're doing this, and I'm sure the issues, the others don't have issues. What Linus may have now, I'm sure it's going to get a little better. But hey, that was my reaction. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.